Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Yeah,
Hi.
hello everyone.
Hi, how are you? Hi, Asmit. Rajwal, you can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, hi sir, how are
Hi, how
you?
are you? Yeah. So how are you guys doing today?
Great.
Good. Okay, so we're ready to go with our meeting here? We all set? Alright. Well, why don't we start? Does anyone have anything new that they need to mention before we start with the um, in with the boards?
I think we can start with the boards.
Okay. Yeah. So I talked to Vinay about his project
Uh,
and
actually, actually, one second. In the last mail that you sent, you were talking about presenting some machine learning papers, right? Can we discuss about it now, or can we do that later? Now?
yeah, we can talk about it now.
Okay. So, what about it? I not completely get the idea about it. Can you tell more details about what happens over there?
Okay, so next week we're going to have a meeting, and you'll have you're basically going to take your proposal and turn it into slides, and then at the last couple of slides you're going to provide like maybe a vision for how you want the summer to go, like what are maybe some broader implications of your proposal, or what are the things after you finished your proposal that you maybe wanted to mention but didn't have room, things like that. So I mean, it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So it's probably about 10 to 15 slides. That's pushing it. And the idea is just to put down some ideas, put down your stuff from your proposals. It wouldn't be too wordy. And then you would have a couple of slides at the end where you would have like a little bit of vision. Just think about like maybe, you've participated in the community period. And then if you thought more about your project since you put together your proposal, things like that. So it's really up to you what you want to do there, but that's the general flow. If you want to send your slides to me before next Friday for me to look them over, I can do that. Actually, I probably recommend it because I could at least put to rest some of your fears maybe, or your doubts about if you're doing it correctly.
That is, yeah, I understood that. I was actually referring to this week three newsletter that you sent to us. You were referencing about some machine learning paper presentations, right?
Oh yeah,
I was asking about that.
okay. So yeah, my other group is doing they're doing a reading group, and so what they're doing is they're finding papers in the literature on like they're doing stuff with Bradenburg vehicles. Yeah, so they're finding papers in the literature on Bradenburg vehicles or on AI related topics, and they're going to present them in the sessions. And so we haven't really worked out the details yet. I think it'll be again like the same as the presentations for the proposal. So it'll be like 15 to 20 minutes where you like go through a paper and you kind of present the main idea of the paper, maybe some figures. If it's like maybe in this case where we're talking about machine learning, it would be like a method, and then you'd quickly go over it, and then kind of quickly go over the figures, and then maybe we'd talk about it a little bit, like 15 to 20 minutes, and then then we can post it, and we'd have like one person a week go. So like one week might be Vinay, and he might find a paper on some type of deep learning technique that he's interested in, and so he would present it. Take the paper, take the main idea of the paper, and then maybe take some figures that are the most important figures in the paper, and walk us through the figures. What do they mean? What's their result? Are they? Is it a good method to maybe it's a good method, maybe it's a horrible method that people got published, and we don't know. I mean, it's up to you really. The whole point of doing that is for people to kind of like get experience with reading like papers and thinking about like some of these topics and working with it. I mean, you're working with the technical side, but there'd also be this aspect of the interpretive side as well. I don't want you to spend too much time on it, but just it's something that we can do if you're interested. So let me know. Pick a paper and put it in Slack for everyone, for all of us to see, and then we can maybe schedule. Maybe next week or the week after, we can start scheduling it. Next week, of course, we have our proposal presentations, but then the week after, we could do something, and then from then on out, we can do like maybe one person a week or one person in any given week, and they would propose a paper, and then we'd all kind of look at it beforehand, and then we do the presentation.
Yeah, I think that is a cool idea. And like you said, we have our presentations in the next week. So from the weeks after that, I think one of us can do these things. Like per week, I will be presenting one paper, and Asmit and Ujjwal will be presenting one paper, so that we might get some new ideas of which we are not aware of, or new technology, new methods of which we can use in our work. It might be useful in some other way also. So I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it introduces you to new ideas or the state of the art basically. So there are a lot of, if you're looking for papers, I would recommend like a lot of papers are on archive in the different machine learning categories. Then there's also there's some journals like the Distill journal, which is like kind of a newer journal where it's like more interactive. They have articles on machine learning, but it's also like they give a little bit more detail in terms of the results, interactive graphs. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on out there. But if you need any pointers, I can point you to papers, maybe, or places to go find papers. But really, this is just an opportunity for you to like, oh, this is a new technique. Let's see what it's all about. So, Asmit and Ujjwal, are you? Does that sound good to you?
So yeah, it sounds like a great idea. So like after that, after this period ends, we can start working on this and presenting new ideas in the area of machine learning.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yes, sir, it sounds cool. We are up for it.
okay, good. So yeah, what you do is you find a paper and then you put it in the Slack. You can put it in the DevoWorm Slack channel. I think that's probably a good place to put it because then we can all see it and it's public. And then we'll try to schedule it in, and then we'll just go from there. And then each week we'll have someone. You might do the paper. Well, we'll still probably have people demoing stuff, but it'll give us a little bit more interaction with each other. So that's good. Okay, so we'll schedule that. Later. We can even schedule it offline. It doesn't matter. But we would start that the week after next. So next week you have your presentations. And I talked to Ujjwal and Asmit about like the presentations. I think it was Ujjwal came up with the idea of presenting on the digital basilaria. And I said that would be good, but I would kind of recommend that you maybe have, if you're going to do that, then you maybe have like part of the presentation be on your project and then part be on the digital basilarity. The reason is because I just wanted to give you like a chance to kind of go over your proposal and just expose people to it. But the digital basilaria stuff, it's pretty early for that, so you won't have very many slides on that. But that's actually moving. I got some emails about people interested in it. So it looks like you guys are very active in the Slack channels on that too. So let's start with the Vinay's board on the GSOC 2019 repo. And let me see. If you go to this repo. Let me post the link. And you go into that repo and you go to the projects tab and you click on the project. DevoWorm Summer of Code project. And here are Vinay's issues. So we have, let's see, prepare slides for presentation. It's still in progress. We have Python scripts. So we talked a little bit about, you sent me a Slack message about that, a little bit about the Python scripts. Can you go into a little bit more detail about that for everyone?
Yes, of course. Actually, I wanted to use Python code within the plugin. Basically, try to pass the image from Java code to Python code and process the image with Python, and then return it back to the plugin so that the user can see the results. So that is what I wanted to do. But then when I started programming with Jython, I came across the limitations of it, because the first main thing was that Jython only supports Python 2.x, and it is not supporting Python 3. And of course, for NumPy to work in Jython, there are so many workarounds, but there's no direct way to use it, because NumPy is built with C Python extensions. So for that to run in Jython, there's something called JNI to use. It's a package for C Python extensions. And one second.
Okay.
And if you can see this link, I've discussed this with the PyTorch maintainers, and they advised that Jython programming is not that. Even if we try to fit that into our plugin, it's not that smooth.
Okay.
Can you see that conversation below my message and all?
Let me see. PyTorch in Java. Okay. Alright, I think I see it. Yeah, okay. You put a...
Yeah.
I'm not
So
going
what's
to say it's
basically in there
impossible.
is that they recommended that it is possible to use JNI and use deep learning libraries for Python and Jython, but someone suggested that Jython interpreter is heavy and very expensive. So
Yeah.
I thought of leaving Jython and going for Weka or deep learning for J.
Okay. I mean, that sounds good. I'm glad you're getting this straightened out now instead of later when it's crunch time. So let's see. So we have one issue here: Python scripts for plugin. So we want to make do we want to make a bunch of new issues for this, or do we want to just kind of put a note in this issue, or what do we want to do with this?
Yeah, I think I'm done with it, because I've set up my deep learning for J environment, and I've implemented a basic convolutional neural network in deep learning for J. So I think I'll be coding in Java itself without using any external things. Only using deep learning for J. That's it.
All right. Let me make a note on this. We'll move that over here to in progress. Or maybe like we'll change the name to setup and use deep learning for J. That way we have like an issue where we're like until we get like something else we can, or until we get more issues along those lines, we'll put in a placeholder issue. I put Python scripts for plugin into the done file. And then, okay. So that's that for the, that's just one issue for now, or do you think there are other issues that you can think of that you might need to address later?
Regarding the environment thing, I think I think I'm done with it because I've already set up my deep learning J environment in my laptop, and I already converted, I've already implemented these things. So I think I'm done with that environment thing,
Okay.
development environment in my laptop.
Okay. All right. So then we have setting up environment. Okay, this is the one here, number 6. Move that in there. Move this back here. We'll put your. We'll assign this to you. Okay. And then the last one, number 7, set up digital notebook.
Yeah, last time you advised it, right? We should use notebooks so that it will be easy for others to also run through the code. It will be easy for them to read.
Yes.
So then I started searching how to include Java kernels for Jupyter notebooks. Then I came across this. There's a tool called iJava. Through that we can use Java kernel inside Jupyter itself.
Okay.
So I not install it yet. I think it should still be in to do only.
Okay. And
there's another popular thing called Zeppelin notebooks that is an Apache that is hosted by Apache. If you can see this link that I'm sending now,
okay.
if you can see that all the deep24j examples have been written in that notebook itself.
Okay, that sounds good. That's iJava and then the yeah.
So I thought there's also a nice README given there to install it via Docker. So I'll set it up by today and start writing code in Jupyter Notebook itself.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can add it into the issue here. These links. For that one, and then this one here for iJava. And then, yeah, you'll have that for, and then that's it. Yeah, that's in progress. Okay, so now can you think of any issues you want to do over the next week? What do we have?
Yes. We have this feature analysis tool for the phase 3 of this GSOC project, right? We still haven't decided on a solid objective. I think concluding that would be good to do this in the next week.
Okay. So what is this? What are we calling this?
That can be named a solid objective for feature analysis. Deriving a solid objective for feature analysis.
Okay.
So I started searching about it. I went through through the materials that you have given to us, and I started searching for if I can find anything related to that. As soon as I come across something interesting, I'll notify you in this week.
Yes. Okay, that's good. And then okay, that's one issue. Are there any other issues?
No, I think I have only these things for this week to come.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Thank you, Vinay. Now we come to Azmat and Ujwal and their Digital Basilaria project. So let me put the link to the Digital Basilaria repo again. And go to the board, click on projects. Then there should be a board Digital Basilaria, and then we have a board with issues. So we have 2 done. 2 issues already done. We have in progress a couple of issues here and to do. So let's go through the in progress issues first. One is, there's one here, create data set. That's number 14. What is their status on that?
Yeah, for this week, like we were trying various like algorithms. First of all, we were trying the OpenCV algorithms, which are much simpler to implement. So we tried threshold techniques and canny edge detection, but like we are not getting like satisfying results. Then also we came up with the idea of using the Deep Lab version 3, and for that like we need to create a data set. Like it's a little tough to get the environment and the pictures and the images right. So like we are still working and reading about the Deep Lab version 3, and we'll be implementing it. Like for that, like then in progress we have create data set. So like it's still in progress, and a manual mask creation like is a like if we like it's a part of after we get our results. If we are getting satisfying results for our mask creation, then this will be also done. And to do like defined training set, I guess this should be separate to in progress and digital notebook also. Like we have implemented some codes in digital notebooks. Like which will help uploaded the threshold and canny edge detection also. I have done canny edge detection in my notebook, but I haven't uploaded it yet. And yeah, so like that's the status for this week.
Okay.
And for Deep Lab V3, we have just started making the dataset. Like we have just started making dataset in the form of XML files so that we can feed it to a TensorFlow structure so that it can just identify and detect where is the all base areas are. I have just started a test run on it, and I have noticed that it is working very well. It is segmenting even the filaments, all the filaments are in the single cells in the basal area in most of the data set, and I will be uploading some trained data soon, like maybe today or tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so we have create data set. That's the training data set. Choose a segmentation procedure. You're in the process of that. Let's assign here. And then manual mask creation, which is kind of, we were working with that on Slack a little bit. We were talking back and forth about it. And then model selection, and there's sort of an order here of these in progress. So like you have to do one to do the rest of them. So yeah, I mean that's obvious. You have to be able to train the model before you can use it, but you have to like also pick models. And yeah, so I don't know if you can order. That doesn't really matter. I think you can just address them as you go along, though. So okay, that all those are being worked on, and we're different stages of completion. So now let's go to the to-do column, and in this column, I don't know if we have defined training set is sort of the same as 14. Is this?
I guess I can shift create digital notebook to in progress, like
Yeah.
that, but like
Yeah, I saw that you had a digital notebook up there. So we have that, and this is Jupyter
yeah.
notebook. So yeah, we've.
I mean, actually, Ujjwal is Collab, I guess, like, but it doesn't matter because it's an interactive Python notebook, so it opens in both of them.
Oh, okay, good. That's good. And then, so define training set and create data set. I think define training set, maybe we've done that. Just in terms of like knowing kind of what's needed. And then now it's being created. So I'll put define training set and done. I put digital notebooks and in progress. Model evaluation is sort of, I think, after a lot of the stuff that's in progress. So we'll leave that there. I will assign you guys to it, even though I think you know. I think you probably work on it together. That's probably okay. And then define features within and between frames, which is also, again, something that would happen after this part. So I saw some of the results that you guys have been doing. I mean, it looks pretty good. Do you have any issues that you need to raise? Any broader issues of... Anyways, we'll do that later. Any broader issues you need to raise about the project? Anything you need from me?
So yes, so it would be nice that we are searching for the information about digital bacilli, like how it is and how it is formed and all its structure and all, but there is not much information available about it on net. We have just searched the internet like in Wikipedia and all, and it is not so detailed. So can you please provide us some details on it?
Yeah, I'll get you some information on it. I've been busy this week, and I've been communicating with some people about this project, but we haven't. I need to put some more information up on in the README. I'll put it in the README, and then we'll just keep modifying that as we go along. But we have a good start on that, I think. So yeah, we'll do more on that. So let's see. Are there any issues that you want to put on the board that we haven't talked about yet? Anything you foresee coming? Actually, let me put this as an issue, the adding information. And then I'll assign that to myself or to DevoWorm. Okay, so that one has to be done. Any other issues you can think of that would want to add to the board?
I guess like these are sort of umbrella issues and they cover a lot of like spaces. So like as we are getting into the processes and like if we get any detailed issues, we'll be uploading them. But as of now, like we have done some we had Jupyter notebook and also like for this week we hadn't have any like detailed issues for that. But as we're moving into the training part, I guess we'll be getting some issues, so we'll be updating them.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, feel free to like break some of these issues up, or even you can like let me know if you want to like combine them or whatever. Just kind of keep me aware of it or put a note in it. It's just better so that we can review it at the meeting. If it looks different than what we remember, we know why it's like that. So,
Sure.
yeah. Okay, so that's good. We've got those boards done. Any other questions or concerns that we have? Wanted to bring up? Okay. Yeah, the card. Okay. Solid objective for... Okay. Change the name of it like this. There we go. Capitalize S, but... Okay, so I changed it. Vinay, thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah. So, anything else we want to talk about or need to address?
A small update from my side. I have written my blog for Community Bond week 2. I'm sharing it here.
Okay.
And also, I have written the micro report for this week also in Neurosas group.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's the update that I have. And apart from that, I think I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, I hope everyone has a good week, and let me know about those papers if you find something good, and we'll put together we'll put it in the DevoWorm channel, and we'll have it there so we can all read it and access it. You have to make it an open access publication. I mean, you have to be able to access the publication, when you click on the link. But then, we can look at it, and then whoever posted it would then, we'd figure out a week for you to present it, and then, we'll talk about it. And so that sounds good. This coming week for Vinay is officially first coding week of GSOC. So the community period is officially over, but, we can still talk to other people in OpenWorm. Feel free to do that. That's fine. There are a lot of people on Slack, and even like if you find out about someone doing something, you can inquire. This would be like the first priority, but you can, if you find something interesting, you can, find out more about it and, maybe be a part of it, at some point. So, all right. If that's it, then let's have a good week, and I'll keep in touch on Slack, and I send the newsletters out every week. It's just, I think, a good way to recap everything and send out reminders. And okay, I'll talk to you soon. Everyone have a good weekend. Okay, thanks, Vinay. All right, Esmond Ujwal, are you okay?
Yes, sir, sure. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, talk to you guys later. Yeah, thank you. Talk to you guys later.